guys, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew Wolfe, and here again we're going to talk about Boulder, Colorado. So we're going to continue our series today looking at what we can buy at Boulder at a couple different price points. So we looked at $550 to $750, see what's out there. So we're going to see some more variety here. We're still going to see some condos, but we're also going to see probably a lot more options on the townhouse side of things, and I'm going to imagine we'll see some more at least on the single family side of things. So we're not quite to the average single family home price point yet, but we're going to see some options out there. So I'm going to shrink myself down again one more time here, zoop. And again, starting off with our wide shot here, just so those of us who didn't watch the last video can kind of see where we're at. This is the United States of America, of course. Colorado being a big square state about in the middle. We're going to go ahead and zoom on in here. Denver is going to be the capital. Well, it's going to be a little bit to the north, but more or less the central part of the state here. I-25 runs north and south. And Highway 36 here is what's going to split off I-25 here and drop us right down to beautiful downtown Boulder. So you can see this is going to be a good idea with the footprint of Boulder. And we looked at a couple homes that are way out here east that still have Boulder addresses. They're going to run up here towards Gun Barrel and the municipal airport, as well as down south here. So it's got a pretty wide footprint. Here's going to be the CU Boulder here, the college that's in town. It's going to be, a really big draw. Tons of people come from all over the country to attend here. Chautauqua State Park is going to be very popular. So you can see this is about where we're at. So now let's go ahead and dive into the homes. So we're going to jump back here into the MLS again. So again, this is the service that we as realtors use to kind of see what's out there. What's sold, what's available, all that good stuff. So we're going to click on available here so we can see homes that are active and up for sale right now. So you can go out and buy any of these ones that we see today. We're going to set for the city limits of Boulder specifically. We're going to see things that are going to be from $550,000 basically up to $750,000. So you can see in Boulder here, we've got 45 options. So a smaller number than we had previously, but we're going to have a more variety of different types of homes available. So we're going to start off with single family homes. Looks like we got 6 of those options out there. For townhouses, we have 14. And so if you can do the math here, that puts us at about 25 condos that are going to be available here to purchase. So let's go ahead and start with our condos here, and then we'll work our way up towards single family homes. Kind of do the reverse style that we did last time. So let's open up our map here, and you can see pretty good variety again, kind of spread all throughout the Boulder footprint here. So let's go ahead and work south to north. Over here, let's see, we got a couple options. We got Martin Acres. Let's start here with Martin Acres. I really like this part of town. It's a really great part of Boulder. It's right off of Highway 36 here, so if you do work outside of Boulder, down towards Denver, it's easy to commute. It's also easy to head from 36 to the 70 and out to the airport if you like to travel. And this is also going to put us kind of on the lower end of our price point. This is just barely above $550 where we looked at last time. So let's kind of see what we got here. So good sized property, over 1,300 square feet here. It's been in the market for a little while. Started off at $572 and worked its way down to $569. It's a little older property, built in 1972, and it does have, like I said, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Looks like you're going to get 2 reserved spaces, which is really nice in Boulder. Again, if you have, your house has more than one vehicle, if you have roommates, if you have a family that has multiple cars, it's a great place to be. So you can see nice wide open floor plan here. They have kind of this nice, light blue color along the walls. It's a little bit of a change of pace from the standard issue white or gray that you usually see. So kind of nice to have that appeal there. Good sized living room space, nice sized front window here. You can see the dining room here, which is really great. They have a nice little, smaller dining room table here. I think you could fit a larger one in that space very likely. If you like to host, game nights or have people over for dinner, or if you host your family for, Thanksgiving or some other holidays, it's nice to have this great space to have people come through here. And you can tell by the size of these windows, going to have great natural light throughout. Let's move on to some other spaces here. Kitchen, going to have some renovations here, specifically the stainless steel appliances. You can see it's going to have central air by the air conditioner out here, and this nice big sliding glass window is going to allow for a lot of natural light. The cabinetry and the countertops look like they're reasonably new, and I wouldn't too much myself worry about doing like a facelift in this kitchen. But if you want to throw some new cabinetry up here, some new countertops, that could probably give it a little bit more of a modern look. But I do think it holds up nice. It looks pretty contemporary as is. They have a small table set up in here. Have your spot of coffee, have a little breakfast, that kind of thing. But yeah, nice little kitchen. A little tighter than you might see what some other kitchens be, but not bad. Washer and dryer in unit in the guest bathroom here. And it looks like we're going to head upstairs now to the bedroom spaces. So primary bedroom up here. Probably could do with, some, if you wanted to make it more modern, you could do some new paint, maybe some freshened carpet, but the carpet looks pretty darn new. So I'd probably just maybe throw a whiter or gray coat of paint on here to make it look a little more modern. But it does look like it's a pretty well done paint job if you like this color. Again, access out to a back patio, and it's a good sized bedroom as well. They got end tables here, they got extra space going into the closet and bathroom spaces here. Yeah, Not bad. Got some mountains, obviously the trees there as well, but you got some mountain views between the trees. Decent sized closet here. It's a slider, not a walk-in, but it's still going to have great storage. And this is going to be obviously in your second bedroom anyway, so it would be pretty rare to have 2 walk-in closets in a condo like this. And here's your third bedroom. So you can see, guys, tons of space here. Looks like they had this third bedroom set up as like an office. So really nice style here, great use of this space. But obviously if you had multiple roommates or if your family was larger and you needed both guest spaces to be bedrooms, really easy to do, really flexible spaces. Nice guest bathroom here. Looks like it does have some renovations with the quartz countertops. Nice white tile backsplash. This is going to really stand the test of time from a aesthetics perspective. Nice little patio back here. So yeah, I think we started off really strong, guys. It's a good sized space. It's at the lower end, almost the bottom end of our current budget. So I think you got to be happy with that to start. Let's look at a couple here. Try to find one in Central Boulder that we like. Let's see here. Let's get this one out of Pearl Street here. So it's going to be a 1-bedroom, approaching the top of our budget right at $700,000. But it is going to be a pretty new property and it's right off of Pearl Street. So it's going to be a really, really cool happening part of Boulder. Tons of activity. If you want to really feel on the pulse, this would be a great place to choose. So it's got an underground parking spot. That's really nice. $400 and some monthly HOA, but it does include a lot of things, which is really nice. And obviously it's a newer property and it's a decent size for a 1-bedroom. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, you got nice modern flooring here, really great modern looking walls. It's nice to have this open style home. They got pretty big furniture in here too, so let's see what we see here. Wide open kitchen, which I really like. Makes it easy to throw a dining room table in here, or we could do a smaller table and have more of a living space. Stainless steel appliances, really, really cool modern look. It's hard to argue with any of this. Here's your bedroom space, nice tall ceilings. Looks to be a queen size bed. I believe this is all going to be digitally staged though, so this furniture isn't actually going to be here, but it should at scale look pretty close if you were to get a proper queen size bed in here when you move in. Oh, I really like for kind of industrial style ramp here. Really adds a modern flair to it. I haven't previewed these guys, so I'm looking at them all at the same time you are. So we're probably going to see some nice surprises together, but I do really like this space. Outdoor space looks to be a community space to me, but it's nice to be able to meet your neighbors and soak up some space. Got a shot of the gym there as well. So, obviously this is a beautiful little condo, guys. Right off of Pearl Street on Walnut there. Very, very modern, very new building. If you guys want to be kind of on the pulse of Boulder and have this very modern aesthetic, this is going to be a great option. And again, it's under the budget we set today. Been on the market for a while as well, so there could be some, hopefully some flexibility there. They've been holding tight at this budget, so maybe that's what they want to get or what they see the value at, but maybe there's a deal to be had if we wanted to go try to negotiate something here. All right, let's look at one more condo here. We looked south, we looked in central. Let's look up towards North Boulder here. Top of our budget here. Let's pick this one right at $750,000. Brand new on the market, guys. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath. 1,500 square feet, so it's a pretty large space here. And yeah, it comes with 2 reserved spots again. So again, if you have that larger family or roommate situation or just multiple cars in your household, this is going to be a great option. Yeah, so it's got kind of a cool townhouse style vibe to it as you walk in here, and it's a really big space, guys. So let's take a look. Ooh, wow, I really like this wood burning fireplace. Sorry, off the entryway. I like this tile finish to it. Gives it a really modern look. Wood flooring is always nice to have, guys. It's easier to clean up, and it just really gives it a nice appeal when you walk in. Tall ceilings, modern hardware on the light fixtures. I really like this. Some renovations in the bathroom space, dining room space here heading down to the downstairs. Upgraded kitchen, white cabinetry, white subway tile backsplash, nice stainless steel appliances. Looks like a quartz countertop, could be a granite. Very nicely done. The slider out here to the back patio, again going to allow a ton of natural light. You got a nice little outdoor space out here too, so could throw down a table and chairs. If you have pets, it's really nice to have an outdoor space where they can go out and access the outside without having to have them on a leash necessarily. It's not huge, but it's your own private outdoor space, which is really nice to have in a condo style setting. And a little green space here as well out of the front door. Looks like we're going to head upstairs here to the bedroom spaces now. Really kind of spacious primary bedroom here. This is certainly a king size bed. Pretty large end table as well. Nice large window here to allow in a ton of natural light, and you can see some tree lines here. So yeah, great space. Big primary bedroom here. You have dual closets. Nice bathroom here. Again, that kind of quartz countertop throughout. Nice modern white appliances with bronze hardware. I like the blue subway tile in the bathroom or in the shower here. Shower tub combination. That's really interesting. Another large bedroom here, so you can see they have kind of an open style concept here for storage and closet space here. There'll be additional closet space on this side. And here's going to be the third bedroom. Looks like it has, its own ensuite bathroom here. This appears to be downstairs, so could be treated as another bedroom, could be kind of an entertainment space. And here's another guest bathroom. Again, have that cool modern touch here with a more slanted subway tile. But you do have the nice pedestal sink here that looks like it's been installed pretty recently. And here's that third bedroom. So again, it looks like this space has not been updated quite as much as the upper floors. But it's a nice open canvas here. Can still function as a bedroom, can still function as an office. Good size space. And then here's going to be your 2 deeded parking spots. Alright guys, so yeah, I think we saw, the differences between last week's condo videos and this week's condo videos where age of the home, this one has a lot more of the updates here and tend to be quite a bit larger as well. So let's go ahead and see what we got from a townhouse perspective. Alright, so we have 14 options, so quite a few here as well. Let's do the same thing. We'll work north to south this time. So starting up here in North Boulder, again, this one's going to be priced more modestly on our scale here, just under $600,000. It's been in the market for a while and it's fairly new at 2008 construction. So it's going to be $971 total. 1 bed, 2 bath, has a garage space as well. So again, you're going to have this really cool gas stove here, which is a really cool touch. You don't get a lot of those. It's really nice to have if you do enjoy cooking. So that's nice here. You have the breakfast bar right here, so you can eat right in here and not have a dining table if you didn't want to. But I'm sure you're going to have the option here. So yeah, they have this set up in their living room, but you could use this backspace here as a dining room if you wished. Really like the way they have this set up here, right, flowing into the living room, easy peasy, highlighting the gas stove. They have this cool kind of library dry bar section back here set up. Nice modern space. Looks like they have a carve out here for where you could put a television. They have a piece of art here. Nice, open, modern styling, heading right out into the balcony space here. Okay, bedroom 1. Again, good size window, allowing for good natural light. Decent sized bedroom furniture in here. This also appears to be digitally staged from what I can tell. It should all be to scale, so you should be able to visualize what your furniture would look like in this space. Here's going to be the ensuite bathroom, hyper modern here. I really love this aesthetic. Very, very clean. I like the Edison bulbs in here. I like the black hardware. Obviously, you have the nice white, very sleek looking sink. Should flip around here. Looks like we got a walk-in stone shower, tiled all the way throughout. Very nice rain shower head here, guys. So this is a really nice, swanky looking bathroom. I like it. It hits that modern aesthetic if that's what you're looking for. We've got a custom closet in here, making a lot of use out of maybe a tighter space. And then really, really great covered patio here. Easy to pop out here and have a cup of coffee. Enjoy the beautiful, beautiful scenery that is Boulder. And obviously you're in a great space to head out here. So they have kind of a den office space set up here. That's really nice. So like I said, this could potentially be maybe a second bedroom if you wished. But this den space they have here is really, really great. I like it as an office, but if you want to make it work as a bedroom, it looks to be an option. You would just need to be a little more creative on your closet space. Maybe look at a California closet as opposed to having one that has a door. Easy peasy, and then you can kind of see where we're up. Some of the cool features of Nobo here, the library, and the exterior of the building. So I like that. A little bit different take than we've seen here, so worth noting. Let's look at maybe something a little more central here. This one here, kind of pushing towards the top of our budget. Let's see what $724,000 gets us. Again, much more modern, guys. You can see the striking difference between the sub 550 point and the up to 750 point has really been the size and the age of the builds here, particularly in the condos and townhouses. Yeah, let's dig in. So you got cool, modern aesthetic out here. Let's go ahead and see some of the interiors. Obviously very, very large compared to what we just saw, and nice and wide open. Kind of a formal breakfast bar here. Stainless steel appliances throughout still. Quartz countertops. I like the hood. I like the green subway tile backsplash here. And much larger living room space. Looks like real hardwood flooring to me as well. So I really like the aesthetic they chose here. Maybe a little easier to live and certainly going to have more bedrooms, but it's a big step up in price up to near the top of our budget. They have a dining room or a breakfast nook set up here. This could also be a great workspace if you wanted to just rely on the breakfast bar to eat. Great mountain views up the balcony. Hard to beat this. Nice snow-covered peaks right here. Beautiful. I love it. Oh yes, a bedroom 1 right here. Good sized window. Going to allow some good natural light here. Nice little space, newer carpet, newer paint. Nice and sleek. This is going to be kind of a longer bedroom, maybe a more rectangular shape than square. But closet space, very, very nice. Here's going to be a primary bedroom, I'm guessing, right here. You have the washer and dryer unit. Nice step-in subway tile tub shower combo right here. The other bedroom we saw. And nice little bedroom space right here, guys. So beautiful spaces, guys. Excellent use of space. Obviously, the bedrooms are going to be a little bit smaller, but the overall unit is quite a bit larger, quite a bit newer, and you're going to have a great modern aesthetic. And yeah, great use of space. All right, let's look at one more townhouse here. Let's move a little further south. Looks like we got something here in South Boulder. Let's take a gander here. So again, above 1,000 square feet, pretty new on the market, only at a couple weeks here, right at $712,000, so towards the top, but not quite at the top of our budget. It's also going to include a garage space, which is really, really nice. So let's dig in here. Oftentimes, you get these larger condos, they tend to be, townhouse style. This one looks like it has great modern flooring here. I love the dual oven. I love the nice deep farmer sink here. Great use of this space. You can see this one is going to be that townhouse style with the second story here. Nice kitchen, nice dining room as well. Really easy to host and entertain here. And I love all the aesthetics here. This open stairway gives a really cool European look to it. And obviously the exposed beam here is very, very nice. Adds a good touch and takes advantage of the given architecture. I like this. So let's go ahead and see what we got upstairs here. Gonna get some mountain views off the balcony. Beautiful. So, bedroom 1. Hard to tell from this picture, but I think it's probably a queen size bed from what I can see here. It has a Juliet balcony, so it's one you can open up, get fresh air, maybe lean out, but you can't step out to it. But it's obviously going to soak in the beautiful, beautiful Flatiron Mountains. Carpet looks pretty darn new. It has this nice split system here, so if you're using this bedroom, you want to temper it, you can keep this on. If you're not using it, you can turn this off and be a little more efficient, save some utility costs. Cool little open concept study slash office space here. It's going to be open down to the lower floors. Very, very nice. Guest bathroom here. It looks like they haven't done a ton in this bathroom in particular, but it's nice. Didn't need a ton of work. Nice countertops here. Nice tile. Good step into the tub slash shower combo. Linen closet right here. Didn't need to do a ton. And again, now we're out on that balcony soaking up the beautiful rays and looking at the gorgeous, gorgeous Flatiron Mountains. Right? Yeah, and you can see this really presses up against into the Flatirons here, so if you are a person who likes to have access to hiking and biking in the outdoor space, it's hard to beat this one. Alright guys, that was a couple of different townhouse options. So now let's step our game up here and look at some single family homes. So obviously at the sub $550,000 price point, our options were extremely limited from a single family home perspective. But we don't have 1,000 options. We got 6 options here, and as you can see, they're kind of much more in town here. Let's start up here in North Boulder. So this is obviously pushing out towards the Gun Barrel area, but this is still going to be a Boulder address. This one's going to be at $715,000, so it's nearing the top of our budget. But it's also been on for a while, so maybe there's some flexibility there. Maybe there's a deal to be made. 1,260 square feet. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, so it's a pretty good size home here, guys. And it's got a 2-car attached garage, as you can see right here. Let's go ahead and dive in. So, wow, I love this picture right off the bat, right? So, great outdoor space. The Edison lights really make this an inviting space to be. I mean, we want to be outdoors, guys. We live in Boulder for a reason. The inside of our walls is important, but we want to be able to enjoy our outdoor spaces. Like this open concept here, guys. So you have the kitchen right off here. Looks like it's got some modern touches. I love the exposed wood here. It has kind of a cool, not quite cabiny by the style of wood, but a little more rustic vibe that fits in well in Boulder. And obviously it's very open, tons of natural light, really taking advantage of the space here. Oh, and a guitar player, man after my own heart. Gotta love it. Yeah, open style kitchen here. You can see I have the breakfast bar as well. Probably would be tough from what I can see here to fit like a formal dining room table in this space, so it's nice to have this breakfast bar. Nice countertops here, stainless steel appliances, tons of space to work if you are a person who likes to be in the kitchen and cook yourself. And it's nice to be able to be open and kind of entertain your guests. We tend to congregate around the kitchen, so if you got people here hanging out, watching the Broncos play, you're kind of firing up some snacks, we can all hang out and have a good time, and it's a nice open space. Alright, looks like we're heading upstairs here. Bedroom 1 has that same flooring throughout here. So again, not a lot of carpet in this space, which is nice, guys. I don't like dealing with carpet myself. It's easier to maintain this, and I think it looks a little bit nicer in my humble opinion. But, I like peak ceiling here, gonna allow for some more airy feel. Good natural light through the windows here. A good sized bed here. You can see it's a little tighter than some of the bedrooms we've seen, but that's okay, guys. The really efficient use of space here, and it's a single family home in Boulder for just over $700,000. I like the guest bath here. Looks like it has some modern touches. Nice tile. And here's bedroom 2. Smaller bedrooms, but really great use of light. This is being used as an office slash music studio, it looks like. But if you have, a roommate situation, if you have, a smaller family that could share a bedroom, this is a great place to be, guys. So, and there's 4 bedrooms in this home, so there's plenty of space to have multiple offices, multiple bedrooms. Washer and dryer in unit here is really, really nice. I really like this home, guys. And again, this is in Boulder, pushing towards Gun Barrel, but still in Boulder, and it's just over $700,000. So, a great use of space. Looks like we're going to take a deeper dive into the outdoor spaces here, which are really, really lovely. One of the highlights of the home, from what I can tell, is just how great this is to entertain outside, guys. So, I think we start off with a great one there. We're at $715,000. We're a good space under our $750,000 budget. We're in Boulder proper here. Yes, we're pushing towards Northeast Boulder, towards Gun Barrel, but it still has a Boulder address, and it's just a few minutes to downtown Boulder from here. So let's go ahead and look in kind of, central Boulder. Let's see here. What do we got? So look at this 3-bedroom, 1-bath here. Let's start with this one. It's pushing towards South Boulder, I realize, but it's pretty close to the central part of town here. It's going to be a different style than we just saw, but that is totally fine. I live in a home that was built in 1960. 1,026 square feet, slightly smaller than the last one we saw. 3-bedroom, 1-bath here. Obviously, it has a 1-car garage. Let's take a deeper dive. Good size space. I like the footprint here. The acreage seems decent. Driveway looks pretty new, so you can see we usually get a ton of cracking and spalling in our driveways here in Boulder, so it looks like they've done a really good job maintaining this. Pretty new driveway, shouldn't have any water penetration. That's a good thing to start off with. Alright, they did kind of cool bench here, mudroom style entryway. I like that, it's a good touch. You'll see this often in here, opens right up into the living room space. Good size space here. They have relatively modest sized furniture, but you could put some bigger furniture and it'd be fine. No TV in this room. This is obviously staged. But yeah, I think with, an L-shaped couch or a couch love seat, and, if you watch television, putting one along this wall could be done just fine here, and it would fit all very well. Flowing into the kitchen next. They have an eating kitchen here. Plenty of room for a larger dining room table. So if you are a person who likes to have folks over for hosting dinners, hosting Thanksgiving, hosting anything you might want to do, there's plenty of space to host here, which I do like. Not as many modern touches in the kitchen as we saw in the last space, but like we talked about in previous videos, guys, if you want to update kitchen appliances to more modern appliances, it's honestly a fairly modest, investment if you want to make this after you move in. So I wouldn't get hung up on that. Look at the bones, look at the structure and shape of the home, and the stuff like the appliances and paint and flooring, we can fix that, later on. Cool light fixture. I do like that. It's got a cool modern touch to it. So bedroom 1, tighter bedroom, but it's got a decent closet space here. It's got pretty decent sized furniture in the space actually. It's got, 2 bedside tables, and it's got its own ensuite bathroom here. Closet space as well. And again, this is the kind of bedroom size you're going to see in a home of this era, to be honest with you. So I'm not surprised it's a little smaller. Whoa, I like this. Great tile backsplash here in the walk-in shower. Nice large shower space. This was obviously done, much later than it was built. It's a very modern aesthetic we're seeing here. That's a good change. Good on them. Looks like bedroom 2 over here. Probably going to be able to fit similar size furniture in here. It's a good space. This one likely doesn't have its own bathroom, of course, but it's a good size space. I love the flooring, and I thought this was even the case, guys. You have really good size outdoor space here, which again is going to be a premium here in Boulder. So obviously, like we talked about a second ago, what's inside your walls really, really matters. I like a lot of the modern updates they did in this home, but this outdoor space in Boulder is where we spend our time. So you can see it's going to be easy to, host a barbecue out here, play some bags or some cornhole, depending on where you're from, dig a horseshoe pit, right? You're going to be able to entertain your guests here outdoors, have a great time in Boulder. I love it. And yeah, you can see about where we're at. So hard to argue with that one as well, guys. Let's look at one more. I know this is a longer video. Let's look at one more single family home here. Let's bop a little further south here. Not going to go a ton further, but I do like Martin Acres, so I want to pop into this one with you guys. So you can see it's going to be a similar style of home, similar era, newer on the market. This one's up at $729. Wouldn't be surprised, it's a very similar floor plan to what we just saw. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, almost the exact same floor plan, guys. So you can see some of the differences here. So these people probably modernized a little bit more. A little more modern color of flooring here. Did the nice kind of like white eggshell paint throughout there to give it that very modern vibe. And I love what they did in the kitchen. So you can see just a little bit of a difference in price here from the last house to this house, even though they're almost identical. They have this really cool vibe in the kitchen. They kind of made it a neoclassical where it looks like it still has some of those 60s aesthetics that from the era the home was built. But obviously, new appliances, gas range, new refrigerator. Same style, again, same bedrooms here, but newer flooring, queen size bedroom. I like the accents they did around the windows here. So this is kind of a cool one-to-one comparison of someone who put in a little more modern touches on there. So if you like a more modern vibe, this one's the right fit for you. If you like the more contemporary look, the last one's the right fit, but both are going to be great options in similar areas right in Boulder. So we can do it, guys. Perfect. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch with me today. So again, we saw, 3 different styles of home today. We saw 3 condos, we saw 3 townhomes, and we saw 3 single-family homes, all right within that $550 to $750 budget. And if you'll notice, not a lot of them were right at the top. We saw a lot of stuff in the mid to low 7s that were very, very nice, particularly on the single-family home side. Some of those are new, some of those have been on the market for a while, so maybe there's some negotiation we could do in there. My point is, guys, don't be scared of the price point. We're going to continue this journey together. We're going to look at things next above $750, probably topping off at about $1 million. But we've been able to identify great options under $550 in our last video, between $550 and $750 in this video. So if you're curious what your budget can get you in Boulder, give me a shout, guys. I've never said no to anybody. It's going to be about evaluating our options and seeing what's the best fit for you. So I love making these videos. I love chatting you guys up. But go ahead and give me a shout. I'd love more to talk in person, over the phone. My number is 720-744-2513. It's going to be right here in the video. Go ahead and send me an email. Leave me a comment. I respond to all the comments as well. But hey, let's talk next time. Let's talk soon. Just have a great day.